Hello everyone. Today I reveal a shocking truth. She's actually my daughter. Haha, so how about it? She's waiting for you. Vivian wore a long black dress, elegant as a fairy, arm in arm with Edward into the restaurant. They were about to meet the boss of Moses' company and some reporters. Although it was a bit awkward at first, they smiled and shook hands politely. During the meal, Vivian made a mistake, unsure of utensil use, and quietly asked Edward for help. The boss of Moses' company overheard and laughed, saying she often got it wrong too, which only made Vivian feel more flustered. Edward looked at her tenderly, filled with affection and understanding. At the table, the heir of Moses' company asked Edward a question. Inquiring about the plans after the acquisition, Edward used Vivian's point of view to suggest splitting the company for sale, which really made the boss frown. This approach was completely against her father's business style, and the tense atmosphere made Edward swiftly change the subject. Then the heir tossed out a contract worth $300 million, trying to gain an advantage in the negotiation. Edward pointedly stated that the contract might get rejected, and the heir's friendly mask instantly fell off. Although the outcome wasn't satisfactory, Edward remained calm. See, this composure came from her years of experience in the workplace. On the way home, Edward was silent, leading Vivian to mistakenly think she was upset about the boss. In reality, Edward was feeling conflicted. See, it wasn't just about the boss, but rather her ongoing struggle to maintain emotional neutrality in her work. Vivian completely understood Edward's approach, as she too worked hard to maintain the boundary between emotions. That's why she never kisses clients. Both of them aim to influence others. They discussed their roles and impact at work, and Edward admitted that sometimes she had to make tough decisions. Meanwhile, Vivian may have inadvertently harmed others' families. Edward's candid sharing left Vivian speechless. The heir mentioned Edward's father, which struck a nerve and reopened a wound in Edward's heart. Her father had long since passed away. They hadn't been in touch for 14 years, even missing his funeral, which deepened the rift between them. To help Edward unwind, Vivian suggested watching old movies to simplify life and shake off troubles. However, Edward chose to stroll to clear his mind, leaving Vivian alone to continue watching. Though it was 3 a.m., Edward hadn't returned. Next day, she gave Vivian a credit card to buy nice clothes. Vivian seized the opportunity to share unfair treatment she had faced in the workplace with Edward. To comfort her, Edward immediately took Vivian to the best clothing store in town, determined to let her pick out her favorite outfits. Seeing Edward, the store owner turned enthusiastic, sending best staff for top-notch service. In the store, Vivian meticulously selected a series of beautiful outfits, but because of work urgency, Edward had to rush back to the office. In the office, she got detailed info on Moses' company's finances and realized they had mortgaged all their assets. Edward knew one call could control Moses' company's fate, but she didn't act immediately. Instead, she focused on fiddling with the glass on her desk, while Vivian admired a tie on the staff, thinking Edward would like it. Vivian's demeanor transformed entirely. Seeing her new outfit, she drew attention not for being flashy, but for her elegance and poise. She deliberately went to that store where she was mocked before, giving the front desk a loud comeback, feeling quite smug. Back at the hotel, the staff watched her walk away, secretly smiling, feeling pleased by her growth. That night, Vivian's kindness touched a deep corner of Edward's soul, providing a safe space for her. Though Edward seemed carefree, she harbored deep within her an unspeakable and concealed pain. She had suffered family tragedies from a young age. Her mother passed away, and her father fled with the family. These experiences left deep scars in her heart, and she had never opened up about them to anyone before. It wasn't until she met Vivian that her understanding and acceptance gave her the courage to open up. Over time, these deeper exchanges allowed Edward to gradually open her heart. Edward took Vivian to watch a polo match, which was part of her business. Edward jokingly introduced Vivian to her lawyer as a high-class worker, which left him in shock. Although a joke, it caused Edward endless regret. The lawyer wished to meet Vivian alone. While Vivian verbally agreed, her heart was heavy with disappointment and shock. She seemed calm outside, but turbulent inside, until Vivian's emotions erupted at the hotel. Edward's explanations were fruitless. Vivian was filled with sadness and anger. Every word felt like a stab in her heart, leaving her with overwhelming disappointment and pain. Vivian regretted following Edward. She just wanted to collect her fee and end it all. Edward sensed the pain of the situation, her mood fluctuating as well. The ending of this story is a bit complicated. Remember to subscribe for more content. Can't wait to share more with you all. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my latest exciting content and shares. For more exciting content, stay tuned to my channel. Thanks for watching.